story this hour. It's reported that 3 people have been killed by gunmen who took hostages at a supermarket near Carcassonne in the south of the country. The attacker, who claimed allegiance to the Islamic State group, has been shot by police. He had reportedly demanded that the only surviving militant who carried out the attack at the Bataclan theatre in Paris should be freed. Let's bring you up to date with what we know so far about what has happened. In the nearby city of Carcassonne, an armed man opened fire on several police officers who were out jogging. 1 policeman was injured. We then had reports of a number of people being taken hostage in a supermarket in Trèbes, a small town nearby. Prosecutors say the hostage taker claimed to be a member of the Islamic State group. It's reported then that shots were fired, 2 people were killed there. It's not clear how more were injured. The French president has called the incident a terrorist act, a view echoed by President Macron. Sorry, the Prime Minister called it a terrorist act, and President Macron has verified that. He is currently attending a European summit which has just wrapped up in Brussels. Now, in the last few minutes, it is reported that police raided that supermarket. The gunman has been killed. That hasn't been confirmed, but many reports now saying that French police have killed that gunman. In the place of one of the hostages was a 45-year-old soldier, a senior member of the military who had swapped places with one of the hostages the gunman had been holding. We get to hear what has happened to him.
Breaking news coming into us from France, where we're getting reports of a hostage situation in the southern French town of Trèbes, where an armed man, a gunman, is said to be holding several people hostage and, according to local prosecutors, has claimed allegiance to the so-called Islamic State group. Our correspondent Andy Moore is with me. Andy, we are just getting details of this, but what more can you tell us?
Well, it's an ongoing situation. The first we heard really was from the police saying there was an operation at the supermarket. Then we heard a bit more information, as you say, from the prosecutor's office. According to them, the gunman who is holding hostages is claiming allegiance to Daesh or ISIS. Now, separate to that, we heard of an incident about 15 minutes away near Carcassonne. This is in the province of Aude in southwest France. Previous to that, we heard an incident where police were following a car, 5 shots were fired, and a policeman was injured in the shoulder. Now, we don't know for sure that that is linked to the hostage taking at the supermarket, but on the face of it, they're in the same sort of area, so it would suggest they're possibly linked. There are unconfirmed reports from the French media that 1 person has been killed.
OK. Andy, I'm not sure if we can go to our correspondent in Paris. Not yet, I'm told. We hope to talk to our correspondent in Paris in just a few minutes. Obviously, France, if we look at European nations, has had a particular issue with attacks carried out by supporters of so-called IS, and at the moment we're just getting reports that this individual is claiming allegiance to IS, very early stages. I think the Interior Ministry in France, I'm just seeing, is also saying that an operation is ongoing in this supermarket. Do we have any idea how many people precisely are being held hostage? No, we don't. I've had a look at the supermarket on Google Earth. It's quite a large supermarket by appearances, a sort of out-of-town supermarket surrounded by a large car park. So we don't know how many people are being held hostage. It could be this is a criminal act of some sort, and as you say, the man is simply claiming that he's a member of ISIS. But if you remember back to the Bataclan attacks, I do remember that one of the gunmen there did take refuge in a supermarket. As you say, we don't know that this is confirmed to be a terrorist attack, but it's certainly a familiar situation where a gunman who is perhaps discovered by the police may take refuge in a supermarket. It is a tactic that has been used by terrorists in France in the past. And just to clarify, in terms of the other shooting in nearby Carcassonne, about a 15-minute drive by car from where this supermarket is located, we're seeing reports that a number of police officers who were out jogging were followed by a car. Is that your understanding, or were police officers following a car? I think there's some confusion about that. You're absolutely correct. My French is not so good. Yes. So they were on footing. I presume they were out jogging, and they were absolutely, as you say, they were followed by a car.
And one individual, I'm just looking at it now, got out of the car and fired 5 times. A colleague was injured in the shoulder. So that's the brief message from the French police. I think it's the French police union. So you're absolutely right. They were followed by a car.
OK, Andy, for the moment, thank you very much. Obviously, fairly scant information at this stage about this ongoing incident, but we will bring you more as soon as we get